Us from Columbia, we've got Cecilia Collins, Kitty Henderson, and Perry Page. Is there anyone in the room that would like to ask a question?
Much more what to expect. I think we're much more ready this year. We know like what everything is about. We know what it takes. So I think just like bringing that to our team and making sure that we're not like too excited. I think last year we were just so excited by it. But this year we're much more locked in. We're ready to go. We're very grateful to be here, but like I said, ready to go.
I mean, just to piggyback off of that, I think, like Kitty said, we're ready to go. It's great to have that first year under our belt, you know, playing in this tournament. There's so many good teams, and yeah, I think we're ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a business trip. I think, like Kitty said, I mean, we've been here before, but like last year, we were just kind of happy to be here. But now we know what we need to do in order to execute and adjust, in order to survive and advance.
Anyone else in the room that would like to ask? We do have one on Zoom that I can go to if we're okay there. Jen Hatfield, the next on Zoom. You can go ahead and unmute yourself.
There we go. Thank you. Hi, everybody. Thanks for taking the time. Couple things for you. Meg mentioned on Sunday that you guys gathered your teammates to rewatch the Harvard loss. Just curious what you were hoping to get out of it when you decided to do that, and kind of what your takeaways were that you can apply going forward.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all acknowledge that it wasn't close to our best. We definitely all had to take ownership for things that we could do better, but at the same time we needed to reset, turn the page, especially going into postseason. You know, all of these teams in the tournament are going to be very, very good. So, yeah, obviously learn from those mistakes that we made in that game, but at the same time, you know, move forward and prepare for Washington.
One of the other two, do you want to address that?
Cece kind of hit it on the head there. I think the best thing about it is that you can learn from your mistakes from the Harvard game, and we just needed to accept it, acknowledge it, and move on. And this is a completely new season. We're ready to attack it.
Just another one for me. You know, you guys have talked about the strength of your non-conference schedule several times this season. I'm just curious, you know, as you look back now on that tough schedule, are there any games in particular where you kind of think back and you're like, wow, I'm really glad we had that experience, and that's going to help us a lot here?
I wouldn't say like a specific game. I think honestly everything just adds up to like where you come. Like I just feel like everything that you experience throughout the season like makes you grow, and like all the adversity you go through really like gets you where you are. And I think we're just grateful for every experience we've had this season so far, because it really has gotten us to where we are, and why we feel so ready right now. Like you said, our non-conference was a great schedule, and I think that really helped us be prepared for both our conference season but also this new season in the postseason.
Here to the right.
For anyone, what have you learned in the quick turnaround about Washington and what it's going to take to advance to the next round?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we've been preparing a lot these last 2 days, and they're a very good team. Like I said before, you know, anyone who makes this tournament is a very good team. They shoot the 3-ball well. They move the ball. You know, they're skilled at really every position. So we just want to make sure that we're really like honing in on our game plan and making sure that we execute that tomorrow. But you know, that starts in practice today, and obviously, you know, moving forward these next 24 hours.
Like, we have by far the best coaching staff in the country. They're going to get us prepared for any game. So I definitely think we're the more prepared team going into this game.
We'll go back to Zoom. Rob Brown. Rob, you're up. Please identify yourself and your outlet.
Sure. Rob Brown, Ivy Hoops Online. Hey, everybody. First, I want to direct to Kitty. Washington's a really good shooting team, especially from three. As the leader of one of the country's top defenses, what's a key to neutralizing a strong three-point shooting team like the Huskies?
No, I mean, you said it well. It's just knowing their tendencies. I mean, when you're closing out, you know they want to shoot it. So that's just an adjustment you have to make. And like we said, I mean, we've been practicing for that for the last 2 days, and we'll continue to do that today. So just knowing that, I think, is a big advantage, and making them shoot the shots that they don't want to shoot.
And for Cece and Perry, I guess Kitty alluded to having the best coaching staff in the country, but you also have one of the strongest fan bases in the country. Do you expect them to be traveling well to Chapel Hill? And, talk about like how you guys have been a unifying force for the campus.
Yes, we do. We expect a lot of people, have our back here in Chapel Hill. The community has just been amazing all season, and I know a ton of us have family coming, but even alums, of our team, alums of, the program in general, they're traveling out, and we're super grateful for that. And, we want to make sure we get this win under our belt, but like we said, got to have a good day of preparation today. But, we're super grateful for this community and how they've had our back all season.
Absolutely. Piggybacking on that, I mean, Katie and I have a very huge fan base coming, but I think also just like the alums and the donors that are coming that have helped pave the way forward and help make this possible for us. It's really good to just like give back, and we can't thank our community enough for being here.
Thank you much. Good luck.
We'll move on Zoom to Perry. Perry, you're up next. Please identify yourself and your outlet.
Hey guys, Perry Sook, Pix 11 Sports. Obviously, a record 3 Ivy teams in the tournament this year, but 2 playing in these first 4 games. Do you guys feel any additional pressure to represent the conference, to show that the 3 bids were merited with 2 teams playing in the first 4?
I don't think there's additional pressure. I think we're all super grateful that, our league is now getting so much recognition, and I think it's just time that we show what we're made of. Obviously, we got the at-large bid last year, but now with 3 teams in the tournament, we definitely want to, prove ourselves. We're a mid-major league, but that doesn't really mean anything to us. We can compete with these Power 5 teams, and I think at this point, it's just showing that.
And then quick, thank you, Cece. Quick follow-up. When people are going to get to watch Columbia basketball for the first time, a lot of people nationally, what do you want them to take away? I know Edge is the brand, but what do you want people to see and take away as what Columbia basketball is?
Yeah, I mean, I think that our culture is what I want them to take away. I mean, watching us should be like watching a force that just plays together the entire game. And any adversity that hits, it doesn't matter. We still look the same team. We're consistent throughout. And I'd love them to be able to see what a winning culture can do.
I also think the connected piece and the way that we share the ball, the way that we just celebrate each other. I think, like Cody said, our culture, that's something that bleeds into Columbia basketball, and it's amazing to watch.
Thank you, guys. Good luck.
Thank you.
Next up on Zoom, we've got Jillian Prunty. Jillian, please identify yourself and your outlet.
Hi, Jillian Prunty with the Columbia Daily Spectator. Last year was such a crazy turnaround for you guys, maybe a bit more unexpected to get that bid in the end, but now having the extra day and being maybe a bit more calm going into it, how is that helping your preparations?
I think it's helped hugely. I mean, like you said, last year was definitely much more unexpected. I think this year we were confident in our work coming in that we would get a bid. And now, we've been able to just, keep our emotions much more consistent and actually be prepared for what's going on. I think, we feel much more confident going into this game. And like I said, I mean, last year was just a roller coaster. I think this year, we knew we were going to get in. So I think that's more, consistent, and we're able to just focus on the job ahead and get it done.
Madeline Kenny, New York Post. You're up.
Sorry. Hi, I was just wanted to ask you guys about the potential board. How has that tracker just helped you guys throughout the season? I see some smiles and laughter, but yeah, I'm just curious about how that's just helped you this season, kind of track you, and where are you guys at right now?
Yeah, I mean, the potential board has been like a huge thing for us. We like actually did it last year at the end of the year as well, but this year we've kind of done it once every week just to kind of like track our progress and like how much we've grown throughout the season. And I think it's been like a great marker for us just to see like it's not always about wins and losses, but also, you know, how are you responding to certain things? How are you responding to adversity in practice, not just games? So I think we're at like 83 right now, 83% of 100. So we've talked a lot about like getting that last 17%. And that's the hardest to get, obviously, with, you know, we're in postseason. All these teams are very skilled, very good. So we've been working every single day to attain that, but still more work to do. So.
The room here to the right.
The NCAA tournament schedule, one day between games, if you guys advance, just how's the uniqueness of the Ivy League schedule and playing in Bahamas 3 straight days helped you guys prepare for this week?
No, I mean, I think, like I said before, I mean, the Bahamas was a really good experience for us for sure because, I mean, that was 3 back-to-back games. And then, obviously, in the Ivy League tournament, I mean, sometimes we have also in the regular season, like, the back-to-back. So I definitely think we have, like, we're prepared for this. And we, like, having that game in between, the day in between is great. But I really think, like, our schedule, everything that leads up to this prepares us really well. So we just have to trust the work that we've put in.
Anything else in the room?
Hey guys, Amanda Goodwin from Columbia. Quick question on Selection Show night. Can you take me through what the scout was for the couch? It looked like some of you guys had a little bit of a hard time getting out of there celebrating. So just taking me through the whole night, you know, the whole selection show.
As far as the couch, I didn't have any trouble getting up, but these two definitely did.
By Sue's right next to me, and then I'm glad that like, I wasn't just me who couldn't get off the couch, because I also was thinking to myself, like, there's no way I'm gonna get off this couch right now. The rug was also slipping, so, you know, like, it happens.
Susie did not read the scout that day. She was struggling, pulling other people down with her. No, but it was a funny thing to watch back for sure. And yeah, it was just a great night. I mean, like we said, I think we were more confident going into that night than last year, so our emotions weren't maybe as like on edge, but yeah, it was a great night.
We have time for one more. We good? All right. Hammond Communications will post a recording of this press conference in the NCAA Digital Media Hub at ncaa.veritone.com. Transcripts are provided by ASAP and will be posted shortly. Thank you for joining us, and thank you, ladies. Good luck. All right, everybody. We are back with Columbia head coach Megan Griffith. We're going to start with a question here in the room down to the right.
Coach, Kyle Matrician, Columbia Athletics. Second time here. Same question that I asked Kitty and Cece, just second time going through. Talk about thoughts, feelings, experience with this not being the first time.
Yeah, one, I just want to say thank you to the Carolina staff and for hosting us, but it does feel very familiar, and that's what I love about this, is like even going into the selection show post-Saturday, just knew what to expect, felt very confident, and just having another night of sleeping in your own bed, I think also really helped us reset, helped us move forward, and honestly, I woke up this morning and I was ready to play, so that tells you something, and I just think there's an overall calmness right now amongst our staff and our players, because we've been here, so looking forward to tomorrow.
And Jen Hatfield, we'll start with you.
Jen Hadfield with the next. Hey, Meg, thanks for doing this. I got two questions for you, if I may. First of all, you've talked about how your team got better despite losing Abby, throughout the season. And because you have so many different weapons on this year's team, right? I'm curious how important you think that is, or how much of an advantage you think that is in this setting specifically, where Washington has to prepare for that many different weapons on short notice.
Major advantage. There's not having one person you have to key in on. And, it's March. I think we're going to see people step up into different roles like we did last year for this first 4 game against Vanderbilt. And, I think, honestly, Abby's presence, I think that shows just what a 4-year player can do in a program, is she was able to show everybody what it took to get here. And now you have a Kitty Henderson leading that charge, and a Cecilia Collins, and even a Perry Page as a junior captain. So, it's just exciting because I think they're really approaching this as not just we get another chance, but we deserve the right to be here, and we know we can win games. This team has greater goals, and I know we're gonna have players ready to step up.
And then, how's Mia Broom feeling about this matchup against her home state school? And more broadly, how do you kind of prepare the first years for the stuff that your upperclassmen already know from coming last year?
Yeah, Mia is very excited, but that was no shocker. I don't think we could have played anybody and she would have been excited. But, I do think there's definitely a little bit of, pride for her in this, because she wasn't recruited by a school like Washington, honestly. So, Mia she's just such an underdog mentality person. That's what I love about her, is she's a go-getter. And she's really elevated in the last couple weeks, her basketball play, her IQ. So I'm excited for her to get this first chance and play in front of her parents here tomorrow. And, I think for the rest of our team, we are a young team. We only have 4 upperclassmen. We have 8 underclassmen. Just to have this experience in one of your first and second years, and now have a team of players that all they know is March Madness, all they know is postseason and winning championships in the Ivy League. It's really important to get these moments and to make the most of them. And, even just walking into the locker room today, our players were they're we've been here. They knew what to expect. It was exciting, of course, and we're super grateful, but I just think there's an overwhelming sense of confidence in our preparation right now, and that's the thing that's going to carry us forward and what I want our young players to remember the most.
Awesome, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
We'll move next to Rob Brown. Rob?
Thanks, Coach. 2 evenly matched teams. What do you see as an advantage for Columbia?
Physicality and playing inside out and playing fast. This is a team, Washington, I have a lot of respect for Tina Langley. We've known each other for a while. I know she respects me too and what we do and how we work. So I don't think we're going to be catching this team by surprise. They also have a Yale graduate student on their team right now, so we've got some history there. But I also have recruited a lot of the players that are there. I know that team really well. Just 2 super skilled teams that I think, Washington's a little bit more methodical, surgical in how they attack you. And for us, we want to speed them up, especially on our offensive end. I think that's an area of the game that we can really lean into. And then our guards are really physical. That's a major difference between the 2 teams. We can all really shoot it. We can all pass, but, we're going to try to lean into that physicality.
And, when I look at the past year's schedule, I'm kind of drawn to Richmond as a little bit of an analogous team. If you see it that way also, but what did you learn from that game, or maybe it was Indiana or Duke, that's going to help for tomorrow night?
Yeah, all three, Rob. Honestly, one, I think Indiana, obviously having played them in a close game as well, being a Big Ten opponent, Indiana is in the tournament as well, right? So that was a really helpful early game for us to know what it felt like to play against the Big Ten team. Richmond, definitely, who earned their at-large. Super talented, can score at all 5 positions. The thing that's different between Richmond and Washington is they have a 5 that can stretch you and shoot. This is a team that's going to play through their 5, but more as a passer and a facilitator and a good athlete that can rebound the ball. And then, coming down here to play Duke at Duke, the basketball that exists between, in Tobacco Road and here between these two programs, I think we've had this experience already. This is not new. Getting off the airport and seeing, now we're in, UNC land and seeing like Duke sucks shirts. Like I saw that this morning. I was like laughing, but same thing when we were at Duke. So, this is basketball country, and I'm excited that we get to represent the great University of Columbia down here and show everybody what we can do.
Last one for me, a lot of attention, understandably, to your players, to you. Could you talk about your staff and how they've helped build this program from the ground up?
Absolutely. I have a phenomenal group of people that, one, have been super loyal, but also just totally bought into everything that we've been preaching and teaching from day one. I'll start my associate head coach, Tyler Cordell. We've been working together for 13 years now. Super rare in this business now, especially as young head coaches. Our athletic director took a chance on me when I was 30 years old, and she's been with me since day one, and super grateful to Peter for that. And I've been able to retain her and elevate her. And then, to have 2 other really strong females, and Ali Bassetti and Cy Lippold, that are just great role models, but do it the right way. Cy being an Ivy League alum who I've known since she was in high school. Ali Bassetti, she's been in New York City, and I have a great respect for her knowledge of the game and the way that she coaches and teaches. I love working with these women, and honestly, I'm really grateful because they elevate me every day. And that's what really this business is about, is winning with people, and that's something I know, and I'm really confident that I've won with this staff.
We'll move next to Perry. Perry, please identify yourself and your affiliation for the transcript.
Sure. Perry Sook at Pix 11 Sports. Hey, Coach, 2 quick ones from me. One is back in the tournament, but again, as a first 4 team with another Ivy as a first 4 team, any additional pressure to show that the Ivy deserves these spots?
Yeah, no pressure. Honestly, I think it's funny. I was on a text thread with Carrie and Carla, the other 2 head coaches in the Ivy Leagues, and I just said I was grateful for them being great competitors and coaches in our league, and thank you for elevating. And as an alum, how proud I am. But we all deserve to be here, and I would just say that they're 2 great coaches. I'm very confident in myself and my coaching staff's ability, but no pressure. I think we're just ready to show everybody what we can do, and it's great that tonight Princeton gets to play. We have tomorrow, and then Harvard obviously is this weekend. So. We're all just really focused on the task at hand right now.
Thank you, Coach. And then as we look at a 3-bid Ivy, as we look at the impact 4-year players can have, and then we see a transfer student from Yale playing at Washington, and we see Chen playing for UConn, is it time for the Ivy to revisit their grad player rules?
No, I think the integrity of the league and what it's about, that's a decision for our presidents who are going to make those decisions. But honestly, I'm just focused on us trying to do what we do with our 4-year players, and that's something that I know that's been a hallmark of Ivy athletics. So again, that's something that I don't really have any comments on, but I think our presidents will be able to make those decisions with our athletic directors.
Thank you, Coach.
We'll go to Madeline Kenny, New York Post.
Hi, I have 2 questions, but my first question, just what does the next 30 hours of preparation look like for you guys? How much is it, getting rewatching film and getting prepared, but also taking time to just relax and enjoy the moment?
Yeah, it's definitely a balance, Madeline. I think for our team, we're good when we're loose, and right now, they're prepared. I think our staff's done a great job. We have our practice segment on Carmichael floor, which is going to be important, and for us to just really lock in. I'm going to get shots up with our seniors later today, and just get back into our routine. This is what we would do in a normal week, and we're going to approach it. That's the thing about the Ivy League. We do have some of these back-to-back weekends, so I really feel confident that we know how to turn this around and be ready for the second game. But the day before is really just about being in your zone and making sure that you feel confident. What the game plan is, and but at the same time, we're not obsessing on anything too much. So, really important we get a good night's sleep. We got a 7 p.m. tip tomorrow, and, make sure that we go through the motions and do our visualization tomorrow as well.
And then my follow-up, this is not Columbia related, but Stephanie Gately, she's the head coach at Farley Dickinson, and she said she recruited you back when she was at LIU. And I guess just what would you say about her impact on women's college basketball? She's been at it for a long time, especially in the New York, New Jersey area.
Yeah, Stephanie Gately is absolutely a mentor of mine. So Stephanie Gately, context, I'm from outside of Philadelphia. When I knew her, she was at St. Joseph's coaching, and between her coaching jobs, she actually coached my AAU team for like a month. And it was one of the best experiences I ever had as a basketball player because she really pushed me, she really believed in me, and I was the first player she offered her scholarship to, and she took the job at LIU, and I didn't have any scholarship or Division I offers at the time. So, talk about somebody that the power of believing in something, and that's what she does. She wins everywhere she goes. So I have tremendous respect for Stephanie Gately. I still text her often. I text her sister often. That's family to me, and I'm just really proud of her and excited for her that she got to show everybody what she can do at Farley Dickinson.
Rob, do you have another one?
I didn't, but I can come up with something.
Your hand was raised, but we
Oh,
don't
it
have
was?
to.
Oh,
We don't
sorry.
have to
I think
force it.
Oh, you know what? I never lowered it from before. Thanks. Coach, I guess, I know I asked you this Sunday, but could you talk about the fan base and like how everyone's going to be there to support you on tomorrow night?
That's something that I've been so proud of. Maybe one of the most important parts of being at Columbia and being back home is, building the community that we have, and just grateful that these fans feel like they've done this with us. I think that's when you get people to travel and, you get people to be in it with you, I think you can accomplish great things because it's, that's what college athletics is about. I think that's the power of college athletics, and on a campus, our campus, Columbia University right now, being a unifying force on campus, I think is really special and an honor that, we don't take lightly. And I'm just glad that they can share in this experience with us, and we can do this thing together, and they'll be with us. I know they're going to be here tomorrow in force, so looking forward to that.
Thanks. Good luck, Coach.
All right, Coach Griffith, I think we're good.
Excellent.
Good
Thank
luck.
you so much.
As a reminder for the folks on Zoom and in the room, Hammond Communications will post a recording of the press conference in the NCAA Digital Media Hub at ncaa.veritone.com. Transcripts are provided by ASAP and will be posted shortly. Thank you for joining us.